briefing.
Okay. Let's go that one.
Society views sleep as a luxury that ambitious or active people can't afford. But did you know that sleep is a biological necessity as important to good health as eating well and exercising? Are you a high school student and always tired? Do you catch yourself falling asleep in class or trying to catch up on your sleep on the weekends? What do you think about the idea of school starting later, let's say 10 o'clock instead of 8:30? Hi, I'm Taylor Smith, and I'm going to talk about how high school students should have school start later for them. Many students these days don't get enough sleep. There are many reasons for this. When children become teens, they go through a biological change that puts most teens on a later sleep-wake clock, also known as their internal clock. As a result of this, when it's time for school, the adolescent's body says it is still the middle of the night. Some of the common reasons that teens are going to bed later are the after-school activities that they are involved in. They can be sports, their clubs they're joined in, or school jobs. We also have poor sleep habits. An example of a poor sleep habit would be staying up all night playing video games. Not something I would advise. Now that homework that we get, that is keeping us up till 11 or even longer trying to get it done, doesn't help us either. And once in a blue moon, we may have family obligations that we must attend. You're probably wondering how much sleep we actually need. Well, I'm going to tell you. We need an average of 9 hours of sleep. That is more than when we were children and more than we are going to need when we are adults. This is because teens are in a very fast physical, intellectual, and emotional growth. If you feel that you aren't getting enough of the recommended amount of sleep, you aren't alone. 40% of teens feel this way. You have probably figured out by now that there are many health problems involved with not getting enough sleep. The American Academy of Pediatrics released a new statement saying, insufficient sleep in adolescence is an important public health issue that significantly affects the health and safety, as well as the academic success of our nation's middle and high school students. The consequences of sleep deprivation during teenage years are serious. The National Sleep Foundation's 2004 Sleep in America poll reports that less than half of American children get at least 9 hours of sleep each night, and 58% of 15 to 17-year-olds regularly sleep fewer than 7 hours each night. As you could have guessed, you are more than likely to struggle in school. This is because being tired affects your memory, your concentration, and more seriously, your motivation. This also makes us unable to maximize our learning opportunities because sleep deprivation impairs our ability to be alert, pay attention, solve problems, cope with stress, and retain information. Students with symptoms of sleep disorders are more likely to receive poor grades in classes such as math, reading, and writing than peers without symptoms of sleep disorders. The scariest health issue is that your reaction time is affected. Overtired teens are more involved in car crashes than any other crashes because of sleepiness. Lack of sleep may lead to an increase in caffeine use to counter the effects of drowsiness, which can make you broke. You're probably wondering why school starts so early. One reason is because it is more convenient for parents to drop their kids off at school while heading into work. The thing is, though, teens can find other rides to school, a small price to pay for getting enough sleep. This year, some schools have started earlier to accommodate curricular demands, as my school has. Let me tell you, it was hard to adjust to being at school earlier those first weeks of school. Now let me tell you about the benefits. There was a study done from 8 schools in 3 states that improved grades and standardized test scores and up to 65 to 70% reduction in teen car accidents. We get that reduced risk of obesity, eating disorders, and diabetes, improved mood and impulse control, stronger immune systems, which means fewer sick days, and students will be in school during their most alert hours and can achieve full academic potential. Now that you know the importance of sleep and how it affects your school life and health, I hope you consider the idea of starting school later during the day. School is so important in our lives, so why not have us do our best? Taking in the information that is presented before us is the only way that we will retain that information, and the best way is to be awake and focused. Being told to just go to bed a little earlier at night won't help us. The next day we might have a game to go to or a test the next day. Having a few more hours of sleep would definitely help us in the long run.